Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at yet another wonderful mod, this time in the form of Fishers, which is being made by user Wintermute AI1. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the ability to actually use some of that really cool fishing equipment that was brought into Fallout by the Far Harbor DLC. It was one of my favorite things about that mod. You had this great new fishing community aesthetic that you could have in the world, but unfortunately, all the fishing nets and traps, etc. that it brought in, you couldn't actually do anything with. Well, in comes this mod and makes them buildable and usable items in your settlements that will actually produce food, or more specifically, they'll produce fish. And that is just great, and thankfully quite easy to use, as of course, well, it's just an item you build in your settlement, and you need to just go over to the resource category, and then over to food, and that is where you'll find the 5 new fishing items. The first of which is the fishing trap, which you can see here, which oddly, even though it's a fish trap, it can be placed on land and it'll still work just fine. But I mean, yeah, just put it near the water and make believe, my friends, make believe. But it's quite easy to build with just 4 wood, 2 steel, and 1 cloth. It will require a person to work it and will produce 1 thing of food. But I should point out that all of these items will work very similarly to any of the other food items, so if you place any fish traps nearby one another, one settler can work multiple resources. So you could just set up a couple of traps along the river or something, and then have one person looking after them all, and you'll be good to go. Now this fish trap will produce, as it shows there, 1 food, but more specifically, it will create 1 fish per trap for your settlement. The next we have is a lobster trap, which similarly is 4 wood, 2 steel, 1 cloth, requires a person, but like with the fishing trap, 1 person can work multiples, and this one, rather than producing fish, will actually produce Mirelurk soft-shell meat. And, well, there you go, you get a little variety in your diet, very good to have. Now, the next one we have in line is all the way down here, and that is the fish weighing table, and this one's quite cool, because it actually does have an animation where your settler will walk up to it, pick up fish out of that basket on the side, and actually weigh them, and it's just a quite nice little thing to have showing, and again, requires wood, steel, and cloth, will produce 1 food, and of course, that food that it produces is fish. Now, the next one we have is the fishing net, and this baby, oh boy is it big, and this one seems to be the only one that actually needs to be placed in water. I have yet to be able to find a place where I can put it on the land, but I'll show momentarily it out on the water, but again, just requiring wood, steel, and cloth, though a bit more than the others, as it will produce 3 food total, and again, that food will be fish. And finally, we have the gutting table, which is quite cool here, requiring 3 wood, 3 steel, 3 cloth, and will produce 1 fish, and again, requiring a person. And this one's quite cool because it actually has like a basket on the table and a basket on the floor, and the animation, the person will pick up from a fish from a basket, actually gut it, and then throw it into the basket on the floor. It's quite nice. But as you can see here, it has no basket on it right now, which is different from that person over there who we actually have working. And remember, these require a person to work it, so if we build it, it won't have the baskets, but momentarily, this should be taken by one of these people. There we go. It now has been, grabbed by one of these 2. Which one is it? Is it you? No, you're only sticking with this table. You, sir, seem to really be wanting to do a lot of fishing, because he is working both these traps, that weighing table, and ooh, he's not doing that gutting table. Who's working the gutting table then? I don't know, but someone is, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Let's actually move you away from the traps and just onto this, as I would like to show off the animation. But as you did see there, he will kneel down by these traps and actually, whoop, nope, didn't mean to do that, actually try and work these things by taking fish out, etc. He does not seem to care about that weighing table. Oh well, what are you gonna do? He really loves these traps though, and will continuously work them. And yeah, I just love the animations on these things. I would like to show off this one, if that well, you know what, let's actually just, let's store these. Yes. Maybe if we store him, he'll finally go over to his proper assignment at the weighing table. Come on, go over there. And I wonder if he doesn't have enough room behind it. That's potentially. Or maybe the animation just doesn't work for this one. Odd. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Are you... Oh yes! A farmer has gone and decided to assign themselves to this particular gutting table. Well, oh well, that's what they're going to deal with then. But I do like that we have these lovely new tables and the lovely new animations, especially this gutting one. It looks very in place for what it is. Now, of course, the final one, we had the very large fishing net over here, which, as you can see, it does also have its own custom animation with the person standing out here in the water and, I guess, baiting it for fish to come in. And as you can see, we finally have this thing in some green to be able to place. Now again, I haven't been able to find anywhere on the land to place it, so I think this one definitely does need to be in the water, unlike the other fishing traps. But yeah, once you find a good spot, you simply just... Oh, almost had it there. Almost. There we go. Place it, and a worker should start, well, working it at some point eventually and producing a good deal of fish with it. And all in all, these new bits and bobs of food resources are just fun. They add in a bit more variety, so you know, you're not just sowing crops, you can also do some fishing, and that's just very useful because not all of your settlements have good farming area, but they might have some suitable water nearby. And plus, it just adds to a fun, wonderful aesthetic for any of your coastal settlements, or like with Sanctuary here on this lake area. It's nice having that variety and just some nice fishing. I mean, who doesn't love fish? Oh my god, and also is this guy finally doing the animation? He is! There we go! That is what I've been waiting for and kind of holding off ending the episode early because I wanted to show off that guy weighing fish. Yes, that is pretty much it for the mod. You have 5 lovely new items that you can build and produce food as long as they're manned by one of your settlers. And if you'd like to check out this mod for yourself, you can take a look at the link in the description. It's of course on the Nexus, like with basically everything. For those of you using Bethesda.net though, it is also on there. And the mod maker has added it for the Xbox One, so any of you console users out there, you should be good to go with this one. And yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you all have enjoyed, and of course that you do come back for the next, but until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one. Now I'm actually going to go to the store and buy some fish. I really want some salmon now. Later, folks!